It was 1976. The VFL, now known as the AFL, would make a decision. Every team in the league would use a template logo, and today we're going to look at it. Here's the story of the VFL template logos. As I said in the beginning, VFL teams would begin to use this template logo in 1976. I made a fictional team that's not real. Here's some things you can notice. First thing, it's a shield. I can get it, but it's kind of boring in my opinion. Second thing, they all have the same fonts. I don't know why, but it just looks ugly in my opinion. Third, in the shield, there's a little drawing in it. I don't have a better way to describe it. Also, sometimes the team jumpers are on the back of the drawing. I didn't do this because I did not know it existed. There's also a VFL shield logo, which sometimes looks good like Edison, but looks terrible sometimes like the logos of Hawthorne and Fitzroy. Also, I'm using random shield logos because I do not want to have too many files on my phone. Now, I'm going to make a timeline of the logos changing. In 1980, teams were allowed to pick a color for the top of their shield. Previously, it could only be blue. In 1983, some teams changed their logo, some good like Hawthorne, but some bad like Geelong, and South Melbourne relocated a year before. In 1987, West Coast and Brisbane joined the league, adopting the league's logos. Also, I'm going to stop talking about logo redesigns unless they're big or expansion. In 1990, with many teams outside Victoria, the VFL changes its name to become the AFL. In 1991, Adelaide joined the league. But by 1992, these logos were becoming dated. And in 1993, Collingwood introduced a centenary logo that was meant to be temporary, however they made it permanent, making it the first team to break away from the VFL Shield template logo. In 1994, nothing happened. Yay! But in 95, Fremantle was added to the league, and they did not adopt the Shield logo, meaning the Shield logo had become pointless. Also, Footscray, Melbourne, Richmond, and Garbage dropped their Shield template logo for unique logos. Nothing happened in 96, but in 97, a lot happened. Brisbane and Fitzroy merged, Port Adelaide joined, and everybody besides Adelaide, the newly formed Brisbane Lions, Geelong, and North Melbourne changed their logo. And in 1999, Adelaide dropped their Shield logo. In 2000, the AFL updated its logo, so every team still using the old AFL logo on its crest was looking dated. Whoa, stop right here. Future Joseph here, and I made a mistake. There were updated versions made with the 2000 logo. That's why you see North Melbourne with the 2000 logo. Sorry about that. Geelong changed theirs immediately in 2000. Only two teams were still using the Shield template logo in 2002, Brisbane and North Melbourne. But in 2002, they dropped the Shield designs, meaning the AFL/VFL Shield template logo was done for.